To you now.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. Oh, no, not Politically Incorrect Knitters. I'm so used to saying it. This is live from the Knitting Wars. I've got
on
Ann
the
Pinkova.
Politically Incorrect Knitters channel.
Right. It gets confusing here. Ann Pinkova, Neil from Blocked, Chicken Ladies in the house today. That was a surprise to all of us. So, hey guys.
Hey.
So what's happening?
We were talking about her. I'm just saying.
Were you? I hope it was all good.
We were.
Of course it was.
It's okay.
Which ear was burning? That'll tell you whether we were saying good things or bad things.
Which ear was burning? Both of them. I don't know. What does that mean?
Is it left for love, right for spite? Is it? Is that what they say?
I have never heard
rhymes,
that.
so I would go with it.
Oh, it must be a Brit thing. Yeah, if your ears are itching, someone's talking about you. If it's your right ear, it's bad. If it's your left ear, it's good. But obviously, it's a load of rubbish. But
I thought it would be. I always thought if your ears ringing. So
that just means the music was too loud the night before.
Yeah, I've got permanent tinnitus. So what does that mean? Somebody somewhere's always talking about me.
Well, Neil, we know that they're always talking about you. That's no news, right? Like,
oh no, it's all gone quiet lately. It's been pretty. It's been tumbleweeds. It's been so nice.
Free. Yeah.
Well, it's like you mentioned. It's got to do with some stuff going on in England, I think, right? A little bit of they got some business going on over there.
Could be, yeah. Are you talking about the Saddam thing or the alarm thing that we had on Sunday? It was St. George's Day on Sunday. So if you don't know, St. George's Day is the English version of St. Patrick's Day. Because every country in the United Kingdom has a patron saint day, and the only one anyone knows is St. Patrick's Day. But St. George's Day, sorry, go on. Yeah, you all went like that.
Do you drink a lot on St. George's Day, or is that no?
Some people do. It's really frowned on. So where St. Patrick's Day, everyone gets drunk, and it's really celebrated. St. George's Day is seen as a racist holiday, and it's not. But it's just because it's English, because there's real anti-English sentiment at the moment. But so real hardcore St. George fans will wear a red rose and go out in a suit, shirt and tie, and get absolutely slaughtered. I don't bother doing that.
So for St. David's Day, it's a daffodil and you have a leek in your hat. What do you do for St. Andrews?
Is it a thistle? I can't remember. Is St. Andrews a thistle?
It must. I mean, it's the Scottish flower, so it's got.
Yeah, it will be then. Yeah, it'll be a thistle.
Didn't St. Patrick bring the whiskey over from Ireland to Scotland?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He's supposed to have driven the snakes out of Ireland, isn't he? But there was never any snakes there in the first place, apparently.
Well, I remember, and this was years ago. It was at this medieval group thing about how someone was saying that, the snakes thing is really saying that he drove the Druids out of Ireland and it was, religious persecution. And we're like, and good for him.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I also heard
that answer though.
I also heard that he drove out the reptilian people as well, and then obviously they became the royal family and came to England.
Anything's possible, dude.
So anyway, about England, so we had on the Sunday, so on St. George's Day, we had the emergency alarm. So have you had this in America yet?
Yeah.
So basically, everybody's phone at 3 p.m., a government alarm went off. So everyone's now talking about why it was like a test. Why have they brought it in? So obviously the rumors and the speculation is going wild, that there's going to be a nuclear war or, something really bad's going to happen or aliens are going to land or whatever.
Well, I would say
Harry's back in town.
No, but they have that in America, that they have emergency alerts normally for things like severe weather warnings. Well,
that's what they're saying, but we don't have severe weather.
That's true. Y'all are pretty coddled by your weather.
It's like, it's going to be really mild, really, really, really mild. Be careful out there.
I saw a weather map. I'm sorry. And someone was, there was someone on Twitter saying like, people keep freaking out about the weather, but then our weather is really bad. And it's like -3 Celsius. And I'm like, honey bun, you're going to make it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were on live, weren't we, when we had the hottest day ever? You know, we were, everyone was going to drop dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
and
warm,
that's where the whole colorway "I'm Hotter Than You" came from. So
oh, it
there
was.
you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course it
no,
was.
so we have those like emergency alerts too, but they're like localized. Like I don't get them when Anne has bad weather.
But does everybody in the state get it though?
In the area that's affected.
In the town.
By
area.
Right. State, because if I was having some sort of a tornado, people, West River wouldn't.
Yeah, and I don't care about what tornado. Well, I mean, I care about Anne having tornadoes, but
generally, but
it's not going to impact my daily life.
Right.
We also get them for like Amber Alerts too, which is when a kid goes missing.
They've never mentioned that, so I don't know whether
we
that'll
get
be
them
part
for
of it.
If somebody is missing. Also, like an Alzheimer's patient has gone off wandering, to kind of be on the lookout for him. His name is Jim Bob, and he's an older
his name
gentleman.
is Joe, and he doesn't remember where he lives. And
a friend
just send him back to the White House if you see him.
His wife is a doctor. Yeah.
My friend got a COVID alert in Pennsylvania, and she was ticked. She was so upset that she's like, "Oh, great! You're going to use my phone and tell me to wash my hands." Wonderful.
You know what? I think I've
gotten those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can opt out of those though.
Yeah, I did early on. Yeah.
But when I was in Romania, I got the phone alerts there, which is weird because my phone wasn't actually hooked up to anything, but I got the phone alerts anyways. It was on Wi-Fi only, but they were the most useless alerts, proof of the EU that is like there'd be thunder rolling through and the lightning would strike and the house would shake a little. I'd be like, oh, wow. And then 20 minutes later, after it went apart, it'd be like, phone alert. There's severe storms in your area. Thanks.
I think Lynn's having a fight with somebody.
I know this desk is so heavy and so loud. I'm sorry. I had to get my little.
She opted out. I didn't know you could.
Yeah, you can opt out of those.
I want to know
Orange alert, like in The Prisoner. I've never seen that, Adam. I'm sorry.
No idea, dude.
But the thrifty chickadee is in Florida, so lucky her.
Whatever, man.
Lynn, you should really look into The Prisoner because I'm sure there's some colorway ideas in that show for you.
Okay, hang on. Let me write this down.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's got to write it down.
Yeah.
She's like me, or it doesn't happen.
But only the original, not the remake. I think it was Gandalf. What was his name? I've forgotten his name.
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen did a remake of it, but it wasn't very good.
So it's a movie.
No, well, I think there was a movie, but it's a TV series from the 60s.
Oh.
And it's set in a village in Wales, which they tried to keep it exactly the same. And every year they have a prisoner festival where they dress up in the costumes. And there's a big bubble thing that floats about and captures people. Have you never seen that or a reference to it?
Absolutely not. I think you're making
no. Anne,
nobody knows
right down your
about.
alley. This is right down your alley.
Like, I think this is a joke.
No, honestly,
it sounds really weird, dude.
it is weird. It's very, very weird. And obviously the people that wrote it back in the 60s were clearly on something. Adam's saying the Simpsons parodied it. I didn't see the parody. Yeah, but I bet you'll know. Yeah, I bet you'll know the Simpsons version of it then, but I don't. I've not seen that one.
No idea.
Fun fact, Nancy Cartwright, who voices Bart Simpson, is from my hometown.
Oh.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. We went to the same high school.
Can you do Bart's voice?
I cannot do Bart's voice. No.
So have you got Bart's accent then? You will, won't you?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. Because where is the Simpsons supposed to be based? I know it's Springfield, but they did actually say which state it was, didn't they, eventually?
If it's
I didn't think they ever did.
Oh, didn't they? I thought they owned up and said, no, it is this, I
haven't watched it. God, it's been on for like 100 years. I haven't watched it in a long time. But
it was on back when I was single. Yeah. So 1990, I think.
It's been
It's
on
when
for
it
like
started,
30
89 or
years.
90.
It was on when I was
Yeah.
single too. Yeah.
Oh, stop.
It was on while I was also
Were you two
single. I was
born
also
then?
in elementary. I was. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna be 40 next week.
Wow.
What? 40.
Still a
I'm
baby.
kind of excited about it.
Okay,
Why not?
so when you hit 40, all your parts, the warranty starts going out on your parts.
You know what? That's exactly what my husband told me, because he's like, you think you got it bad now? Just wait. Once you hit 40, like everything goes to crap. And I'm
But I'll tell you what's good about
Yeah.
being in your 40s is,
What?
you know, your the way you see the world, the way you see yourself completely changes, and you'll be a lot more settled psychologically, but your body will fall apart.
I don't know about that. Have you met me?
That is true. And then when you hit your 50s, you have to start getting parts
Replaced.
Yeah. Or you can do without them. Yeah.
Diana says my check engine light's gonna come on.
That's true, Diana. Yes, Therese, you're absolutely correct. Turning 40 was permission to not care.
Here in the UK, when you turn 50, you start getting these little kits through the post where you have to get little tiny spoonfuls of your poo and send it into the doctor.
Why?
Oh, they don't go up? They don't go up and do the...
No, not these ones you do. Oh, well, they will if there's a problem. You have a camera up there if there's a problem.
Okay.
But they just do it as a catch-all type thing.
Okay.
Go on, DK.
Yes.
I have Lynch syndrome, which is a genetic defect. My genes don't reproduce properly, so I am prone to colon cancer. So I've been getting colonoscopies since I was 23 every year.
Aren't those
and
fun?
I just scheduled my latest one. So there you go.
Nap
It is, and then when you eat, when you're done, it's like everything is so delicious because you can't eat beforehand and you have to drink all the crap, and so you get this really fabulous nap. And then I eat Taco Bell, and then I'm so happy. Like it's just.
I've had them done as well. I've had it done as well. But don't you? The first thing you eat, it's almost like you're tainting your clean insides because everything inside is cleaned, isn't it?
No, because
Oh, look at Anne's face. You've got all this to look forward to, Anne.
Hey, okay. So this is my PSA, friends. Anybody watching and everybody. Colonoscopies, yeah, they suck. Nobody likes to have them done. But colon cancer is one of the most curable kinds of cancer. And please take care of yourself because, yeah, nobody wants to poop for 24 hours. But when you're done and you know that you're well, it's awesome.
That's great, yeah.
My family has, the reason I get them so often is because we get the kind of cancer that doesn't have polyps. You don't get symptoms. And so they have to check to make sure that they're not growing. So worth it. Nobody wants to have one of them bags.
And do you get
just my PSA.
Do you get the pictures afterwards of your insides?
Would you guys like to see them? Actually, I was going to tell Anne, my colonoscopy is scheduled for one of these, so you guys are going to have to go without me.
No, they just show you all the different parts of your intestine.
Oh, we don't get the pictures. Cool. I was able to watch it on the camera though, which I found fascinating.
Adam says he's had an endoscopy. I get those every other year, so I just had one. So this year I only
is that the one down your throat?
Because So I had my hysterectomy 2 years ago because the most common kinds of cancer when you have Lynch syndrome are colon cancer. You're 80% more likely to get it than regular people. And then the female cancers are like 60% more likely to get it. So they say once you're done having kids, just get everything taken out. So there you go. This is my PSA to you guys. Take
Some of the comments are brilliant.
Oh, the
colon pictures, how exciting.
Okay, so on that note,
special knitting war says
on that note, though, I do have to say, do your breast self-examinations every month. And Neil, you're in there too, because boys can get
the boys downstairs as well.
Check the boys downstairs.
And
And now women have testicles. All you women should check
So-
your testicles too.
But Liz is saying that her dad, uncle, and a cousin all died from colon cancer since 2019. It's insidious. And Liz, you might want to ask if you have a genetic component, if they're all on the same side of the family, because that would be a sign, a cluster like that. That's how I found out. So, I know this is a weird knitting horse, but it's something I'm really, really passionate about because people don't talk about this stuff. I see it. But it's important. It really is. So anyway, there's your story.
I will
get off my soapbox. Sorry, guys. And anybody joining, sorry, colonoscopies are good. Go get them.
There's no topic that is taboo in this group.
There isn't. But I talk about
sometimes
the reason I talk about. Sorry, Ann.
There's no topic that's taboo, though sometimes we kind of wish.
Yeah. No, but I've gotten really open about talking about this stuff because I have kids, and odds are that my kids have a 50% chance of also having this. So I'm very open about it because this is life. You do what you do. Move on. So anyway, thanks for the PSA.
Oh, Adam, that is not true. It's like The View, but way cooler.
Which one's Whoopi? Is that me? Am I Whoopi Goldberg?
I think I've watched that.
Yes,
I think I watched that show one time, but it was back when Barbara Walters was still hosting, so quite a while ago.
Our version of it is called Loose Women. Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah, and it's the same kind of format, four or five women. I think they think it's funny,
I appreciated Barbara Walters because she really knew how to draw somebody out, and then she would respond to what they were saying. She wouldn't just talk over them. She wouldn't yell at them. She wouldn't say how wrong they were or call them names. She would just say, "Oh, that's an interesting perspective. Did you think about this?" Like she really knew. She knew how to conversate.
Because people back then used to listen to each other. Now the story is to just shout over everybody, and then that's what's up. And as Adam pointed out, Neil is a Black woman, so he does have to be Whoopi. That's just how it is.
Nice dreads.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Took me a long time to grow these.
So anyway.
Okay, so what's everybody working on? Is anybody working on something?
I'm making a baby blanket.
Oh, let's see.
My neighbor. I made her daughter. It's a crochet baby blanket.
That's nice.
And I was working on it, but something's wrong because one side is getting longer than the other. I have a tendency to do that. See, the side's getting taller, so I got to fix it.
You need to put a stitch marker in your last stitch.
My edges always do the same. Yeah.
I'm going to put a border on it, so I don't care.
Yeah. On your very last stitch, put a stitch marker in, because by the time you get back to it, it's disappeared, and then you have to kind of pull the stitch up, and that's why you end up overcompensating usually.
I think part of my problem is that these little blue dots are you slip stitch and then you chain two, and I'm not certain how. See, one side is going fine; it's nice and straight, and this other side is doing that.
The first stitch that you do of every row, is it a chain, and does that class as a stitch, or do you then do another stitch into the base of that?
I need to look at the instructions because I wasn't totally clear on them, so I think I just kind of was like, I'll figure it out, and I'm not quite.
So we could have a few solutions for you there then.
I'll check it. I'm not going to do it now.
Just stick a border on it and it'll hide it. It'll be fine.
It's going to have a border either way. It's going to be blue. Won't that be so cute? With these bright stripes and then a little blue border. I think it'll be super sweet.
Are the little bits, are they blue as well, or is that a green? I couldn't see them. The little blob blue. Yeah,
those are blue. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
What about you, Anne?
What I'm working on? Well, first off, Tabitha, who is in the chat, is trying to tear me away from my blanket, but I will not do it. I have one blanket. I am not gonna be polyamorous with my blanket. I'm married to this one. I'm gonna finish it. So there's
what What blanket is she trying to make you
Good
do?
for you.
Missed it.
No, that Stephen West has a shawl pattern that she says will look really great. That if you double it up so it's square, and I agree with her. It looks fantastic. One blanket. I'm a one blanket girl.
Is it the one with the triangles on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I already am kind of doing this.
Our friend LR is making the Touchstone shawl with your burgers are the best. I don't know that colorway offhand.
Your burgers are the best. It's a Michael Jackson reference. Your burdens I will bear is what he sings, but I always hear your burgers are the best.
I don't know that one.
Well,
I don't know that one either. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Look, did you
really
see what Tabitha is saying?
That I'm
Well,
suck.
Just to keep her happy, I'm being a bit Polly at the moment because I've got 3 things on the go. So.
Oh, I always have a bajillion things on the go. It's just whether or not I'm working on them.
Yeah.
See, but I'm trying to stay true to my one blanket. Okay, it's just
your one true blanket.
My one true blanket. It's going to be fantastic. I will finish this because you said I had to do a quarter each 3 months.
She keeps blaming me, and I just suggested that since it had 4 quarters, there's 4 quarters in the year, she could stay on track that way.
Which blanket are you doing? The Quinn's quilt?
The Quinn's quilt. Yep, I'm making another one, but I'm doubling everything, so it should be a queen size quilt.
In theory.
So can we see it, or is it to be hidden?
No,
it's not a secret, is it?
Here.
Well, she showed it on the show.
So I
got a rolling chair.
Oh yes, I know which one you mean now. Yeah.
The one, the show that you haven't uploaded, or a different show?
The one I haven't up. Well, no, it was on a different show. But yeah, so people watching, I totally edited the podcast on Friday, and then I was cleaning my house all weekend. Nobody was here, and it just totally left my brain that I was supposed to upload it. So I'll upload it tonight, hopefully, in theory.
Okay.
Oh, Anne's gone.
What? Okay, and what did you end up listening to while everybody was gone?
Oh, so I did all of these polls on Instagram about what I was going to listen to while everybody was gone, and then the library came through for me at the last minute, and this book that I had on hold, Troubled Blood by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, came through, and it was a 32-hour book. I didn't need anything else. I just listened to that book the whole weekend. It was awesome. I was so happy.
Okay, I'm writing. I didn't know that was one of the pseudonyms that she uses.
Oh yeah, no, they're so good. They're really good detective
my
novels.
daughter's interested in either reading or listening to them, and she's going to start listening to the Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I binged that. I'm ready to listen again.
This weekend, I told Morgan to listen to The Cuckoo's Calling, and she says she's addicted to it. So there you go. They're really good books. But your daughter is kind of a little bit younger. She's of it's 22. A little bit. But I thought you said that.
Oh, yeah, she's about 15.
Okay, some of it's a little bit gross. I won't lie. So it might be, you might want to think about it.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Because there's some like sexual stuff and some graphic because it's a detective novel. So you know what I mean? Just so you know.
You're not putting people off, I don't think.
No, but I just want people to know.
Everyone's running off to go and get it.
Okay.
I'm totally for these books, but they are for adult audiences. That's all.
Okay.
So
good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So anyway, yeah. Anne, what do you got?
Me? I don't have stuff. Yeah. No, I went to go get my previous quilt to show off again because, I can always show off an old project because the first one was so pretty.
It is so pretty. We haven't seen it in a long time.
Great one, that.
It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
This is one where I actually planned all the colors like a normal person, except for the current one where I'm just doing scrappy whatever because that's easier on my part. But anyway,
it's more fun doing it that way, isn't it?
It is. Well, and also because it's so much yarn. Because it's so much yarn, that it is difficult to get that much going.
There you go, Anne. Blanket's amazing. I love it because it is, and you're fabulous.
Aw, thanks. I'm just going to keep on showing off because
please do.
Y'all can't stop me. Okay, so last week I finished this pair of socks.
If I had uploaded the episode, you would have seen them, but since I didn't.
Yeah, if y'all had seen this pair of socks, I finished them. Don't worry, you'll see them again.
Well.
But anyway, so I had yarn left over. So,
and can you just remind us of the name where they can find the blanket?
Quinn's quilt. 1 second. Let me.
Thank you, dear.
That's a lot of planning.
I give you credit. I'm going to make a big project someday. Someday, I'm going to make a blanket or something. I'm going to show it off, and it's going to be amazing.
That.
Yep.
Ta-da.
Who's it by? Do you know?
Is designed by Marin Melchior. I don't know. It's this in the corner here. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
She also has this
lovely
quilt. Child sterilization quilt, so don't be surprised. But
she has a what?
Flag.
Wait, say it again.
It's a trans flag.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So don't be surprised if you go to look for it. Okay, thank you for the warning.
All right, but I love that quilt. It's awesome. Anyways, so in the episode you haven't yet seen, I finished these, but I had so much yarn left over, and I'm like, yeah, I can do at least a short pair of socks with more of these. This is Kia's yarn, Cedar Hill Farms, and that she did for Christmas a few years ago. Yeah, and then it turned out bigger. So, Also, while I was sitting there planning, I'm like, okay, so it's the same cast on stitches, so this will be about that far. But I did a different toe, which is actually shorter than previous toe. So my stitches were off, but it was okay. In the end, I used all of that. I got 2 pairs of socks, and I have
2 big pairs of socks.
I got this much.
Hello Angel said, name it the last episode. We've already done that because this is not the first time I've done this, unfortunately.
Okay, so tell me, what do you do with little bits like that? Do you actually save them?
Oh, yeah, every single time.
Okay.
My kids play with them.
Yeah.
And then I throw them out after a while.
It depends on how much there is. If it's like a couple of grams or something, I might save it. But for the most part,
if it's like a yard or less, then it gets to the point where I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Don't leave them out for the birds. It's actually very bad for birds.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Dude, random story, okay?
Yeah.
My kids had this rope that they would swing on in the backyard, and it was an old rope my husband had just thrown up in a tree, and it fell down finally, and we hadn't picked it up yet. And the other day, we saw a squirrel shoving this rope into its mouth and running away with it. It must have been taking it for its nest. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It was hilarious. So anyway,
that's funny. There
you go. If you do leave random stuff out, animals will take it, but they might not. They might not need it. People are saying use magic knot and crochet granny squares.
True.
I've done that.
Oh, that's a good idea. I wonder if our police station does that. You put them, you give them to the police station so they can have them for the kids if they need to take them.
Oh, right. It took me. I couldn't figure out what that meant then.
Oh, yeah. So like a lovey. Okay.
Yeah. In case they're in a situation where they
have nothing.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really nice.
Paisley steals all of my scraps and makes dolls. Well, Tabitha, if you would like some more scraps, I would be happy to mail them to you. Oh, in fact, your order's going out tomorrow, so maybe I will mail some out to you.
Oh, as I was going to say before, so I keep looking at your ISOM colorway. I'm going to order some, but I have to decide what it's going to be for.
Okay.
All ideas for it, but I'm like, no, do I want to make something my own, or is that too much thought? Or
Yeah, I've not ordered it yet either, and I will. I have done an order. I've done a recent order, but I've not.
Yes,
I didn't put
and I think yours goes out tomorrow.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
What's going on?
I finished my little sockies, my
Cute.
shorties. This is Tina's Not Today Joy Eater.
Oh, nice.
Fun.
Okay, I know, little shorties. And so I have enough left over to make another pair. Good job, Tina.
Here,
And
can I interrupt you just quickly? Liz would like her order with your special packaging, please. I think she's talking about the
garbage
garbage
bag.
bag.
oh, yes.
Is this a euphemism for drug dealing or something? Is this...
Nope.
Yes.
Oh.
So last year, oh, you're welcome, Selfish. I'm so glad. Yay.
Yay.
So last year, Amy and from Two Sisters and Some Yarn and Tabitha both said, we don't care about the packaging for our Advent kits. Just throw it in a garbage bag. It'll be okay. So I actually did put it was a clean garbage bag. I just threw it all in a garbage bag and mailed it off to them. And they just thought it was hilarious. So, all right, Liz, are you out of trash bags over there?
Yeah. Lynn, where can they find the lotion bars on the website?
Under tools.
Okay.
Yeah, lotion bar.
Hey,
okay. So, my husband.
I happen to have one right here.
Yay! I love it. I stick it on my cuticles. So, for Christmas, my husband bought himself a 100-year-old auto knitter, as you do, which is the circular sock machine.
Nice.
And it's been refurbished, and he has spent the last 4 months doing nothing but using yarn and making little swatches. Okay, this is a 2x2 rib. What do you think? This is a 1x3 rib. What do you think? Okay, on this one, I used blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Okay, he is now finally making socks.
Cool.
He's made 7 pair for himself.
Wow.
And he's starting to knit tubes.
Cool.
Nice.
And this is Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. And not this week, not next week, maybe in about a month, because I still have to get my life together. These are going to be sold with a mini skein.
Oh.
So that, and I still have to make directions on how to pick up the stitches, how to add the toes, heels, and cuffs. But these will be on the website sometime before like the end of summer, I'm going to say.
Brilliant for Christmas knitting, because you can get them done really quick, can't you? If it's just toes, heels, and cuffs.
Yeah. And then you can make it to fit just you. Yeah.
And depending on who you are.
Was it trying to think, Holly from Mystery Mouse on her latest podcast? I don't know if any of y'all has seen it, but she had sock tubes that she was doing for her husband.
Oh, I did not know that. She has a sock machine too?
No, she bought a tube.
Oh, she bought a tube. Okay.
So
I've got another idea for you, Lynn. Get him to do it with the undyed yarn, and then do something with dye on like the tubes.
We've been doing that, and I don't know if you can see this back here. There's my knitting machine to make big, long tubes to right there. It's one of those Addies to make the big, long. Okay, take me off a spotlight. I hate being on spotlight.
I'm trying to do it. Sometimes I forget how to do things.
Hate being on spotlight. To make a big gradient, and actually, I did this one, but can you tell what the colorway is? Think Ripaverse.
Oh, Yara.
So, okay, but I was playing with the colors, and I made the blues too big. I made the aquas too large. I want them smaller so that these could be 2 matching socks, see?
Nice.
So, yeah, but I think I have the colors kind of down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the
and
second book is coming out soon.
Ooh, you guys were talking about your blanket. So I made there's my scrappy blanket so far. I'm doing 9 patches. This is that mitered square thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing 9 patches, and then I will border them, and then I will put them all together because that's how I roll.
Good for you.
And for those of you in the States, sorry, Neil. I got this yesterday in the mail, and I can't stop looking at it.
Ooh.
Have you seen
cool.
this?
I've heard of it. I haven't.
Okay, so I've already bookmarked all of the national parks I've been to.
Okay.
I know. Isn't that exciting? So she's got charts in here. Let me find a... everything is charted, and then she's got yarn suggestions, but I know where I can get some yarn. Okay, this is the Gateway Arch. And then she's got a little story about it, and then the yarns. Some of these yarns, of course, are out of stock. So, what a shame for them. This is Grand Teton. And so you see like the inspiration picture and then her hat.
Okay, hold on. You have to go into solo. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
That's cool.
That's fine. Isn't that cool?
That is pretty.
Yeah.
I love it.
Also, how the clouds work in the yarn too.
It has what?
Like how the clouds are in the yarn.
Yes. There's 63 in here. This is Rocky Mountains here in Colorado. I mean, they have the Rocky Mountains in Canada too, but isn't that gorgeous?
Farm says she bought it as well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So,
and I think most are worsted weight. I think there's 1 DK weight in here. Cool. But we used to live right in the Saguaro Desert.
That's cool.
Very cool. We had a saguaro in our yard, as a matter of fact. White Sands National Monument. We used to live there too.
Oh, that's cool.
Very good. Yeah, the whole book is gorgeous. The photography is beautiful. They have charts, and then she has, directions. So each one is, about 4 pages.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice toque, says Adam. It's a toque for your knob.
And Murder Nest says, speaking of blankets, she's making a birth flower blanket of the year. Your monthly minis.
That's so sweet.
I haven't seen it. I have to look.
No, she said it on her when she uploaded the other day.
Oh, I haven't seen her latest one.
But what? I wake up just to watch Tabitha. Are you kidding?
Was that the one with the bed? The all the yarn on the bed?
Holy cannoli. Yes.
Obviously, I wake up just to watch her too, but sometimes I forget. Such as, like, I can't remember to upload my own episodes. How can I remember to watch somebody else's?
She has more yarn than she has square feet in the house.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And she's still going to do the Summer of Murder challenge, but just on Telegram.
Yes. I'm excited about that.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Speaking of Telegram, I am on Tucker Carlson's channel now.
What? He has a channel?
Yep.
I've got to get on it.
Okay.
Before we talk about that, Neil, are you knitting?
I am. I've just got a cat that's about to do something bad. He's going. He wanted to walk all over the keyboard, and I was just worried he was going to end the broadcast for everybody.
No.
Okay, I'm coming quite a long way on my sweater that I was working. These are the 2 side panels.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
so
nice.
I did the same thing where it goes straight across, and then the angle gets deeper and deeper, or more acute. I don't know. So they're the side panels, and then the main bit of it, I've still got to decide what I'm doing with sleeves, but I've got the front done and the back done. But obviously, it's the side panels will then go. Oops, I'm no good at this showing things off thing. So the side panel will join these 2 pieces together, which will make it then able to wear it. And I don't know how I'm going to do the sleeves yet, but it will have, it's a V-neck. So the idea behind it, is that there's no, sort of the shaping is all done on that center panel, and that creates the V-neck. So you don't have to put one side on waist yarn or anything like that. So that, I'm not quite sure when it'll get finished, but the next thing that I've finished is a cowl. This is my Lady Curzon cowl, or one of them. So there's going to be two of these. One of them, the other one's going to be much, much bigger than this. But it's based on the on the peacock dress pattern. So and do you recognize anything on there, Lynn?
Well, you just froze. No.
Oh, have I?
Oh, what's the color? Oh, the gray and white one. I can't remember.
Oh no, not that one. The bobbles. The bobbles are what was left over of I'm Hotter Than You, because I made a pair of mitts with them. And
very nice.
So that's what I do with my leftovers. So that's that. And then the other thing, which ties into what Lynn's been working on. Whoops. Oh, where's it gone? There we go. Right. It looks like nothing at the moment, but there's a big plan for this.
Okay.
So this is just knitted with waste yarn. So ignore the colours. So the colours are irrelevant.
Are you doing a Fibonacci square?
I am.
Or a Fibonacci circle, but with squares.
Yeah, so it's the golden ratio.
Cool. Yes.
So it's mitered squares, and then you crochet the swirly bit, although it's not really a swirl. So it's going. I've got to decide what it's actually going to be. So it'll either be a huge blanket eventually, or I'm going to turn it into a cowl. I haven't, or both. Cool. I don't know.
I like that.
But that's my prototype to see whether the whether it worked, and it does. It does work. So, so if you like doing miter squares, you'll enjoy that. I'm all tied up with my earpiece here. I don't know what I've done.
I have a feeling that by miter square, 9 and 10, that it's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, the last square is huge when you come to do that. If you were doing a blanket, it'd be really big. It'd be the size of a lap blanket just on its own. So, so what I've been working out is how to give directions for what kind of colours to use.
Right.
I think anybody that likes maths will understand it straight away, and they would like it. And whatever you do, because what I'm thinking of doing is the dark square at the sort of center of the spiral, that's the actual golden ratio spot. So I'm thinking of doing that as golden color, and then having the spiral crochet bit in gold, and then all the background colors having them like different variations of blues and purples, maybe. So they stand out. So if you imagine it around your neck, obviously bigger, it might look good. I don't know whether it'll look good as a garment or not. It might look silly, but I think it'd look good as a blanket.
That's cool.
And that's it for now. The only other thing that I've got to knit is the other cowl, which I'll be starting probably midweek.
So the golden ratio is the same as Fibonacci, yes?
Yes. It's Fibonacci is just the number sequence, so that's 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on. But the number sequence is what you need to create this. So the golden. So I go whack 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 whack. Is that how she used to speak?
Sorry, but that was too funny.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So basically, I forgot what I was going to say then. What was I going to say? It's gone. Never mind.
Okay, I got it. I'm actually on the. I'm on the ratio. I'm on the.
People were happier when we were talking about poo, strangely enough. What does that say about people that watch?
And especially since, my biggest issue with my square blanket is that I love a gartered square blanket, but it changes every single time in the middle if you do the mitered square. And so I can't just forget about it. I have to pay attention when I get to a certain point every single time. And normally they're small. So it's like, but if you're doing an endless one, again.
Well, and I have another top tip.
So
what I do with the mitre square, if you're doing the central double decrease, is usually the instructions tell you to purl on the back of that central double decrease. Don't just slip it, because then you get a much looser finish and you can see it better. When you come round to the next decrease, you can see it immediately. Plus, when you're joining them, I always, it's hard to explain without being able to show it, but I always join the next one by going through the center of the previous last double decrease. That does not make sense, does it? I know it doesn't.
It made sense to me, because that's what I'm doing on this one.
Brilliant. Yeah, because it keeps the line continuous, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Because that's what I love. I love that line. Whenever I see a mitered square blanket that doesn't have that line, I'm always like, oh, it doesn't have a line.
You're like, it's okay.
It's nice, but it's.
Yeah, I'm not a math person either, Liz. I freaking hate math. My brother loved math. Well, he still loves math. He loves to talk about math and do math problems and whatever, Trevor.
Well, believe it or not, I can't do it either.
Yeah. Okay, Tucker Carlson. Can we talk about him now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, he got fired.
Yeah. Why did he get fired? Nobody knows, right?
Nobody really
I
knows.
heard that it was because he had been tweeting or some social media where he had criticised the higher-ups in Fox. But whether that's true, don't know.
Well,
I heard it was because of Dominion and the settlement.
Oh, I read that too. I don't know if that's.
I don't know either.
But then I also read
ever know the truth.
That isn't Dominion and Fox owned by the same people, so they're suing themselves and then getting the money back.
There's BlackRock connections with both. Yeah, I don't know how steady that is, but I mean, it's not impossible, surely. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting too that his last show was very much like, guys, see you next week. Everything.
Yeah, see you next week.
And that he was fired, while they're prepping for the next show, that there was no, hey, not even a 2-week period. No, nothing. You're out the door now.
Yeah, and Dan Bongino didn't renew his contract, and Iris said she heard they're afraid Roy Epps' lawsuit.
Oh yeah, Ray Epps.
I don't know what that is.
From January 6th, apparently, definitely not a Fed. Epps.
Well, these shares in Fox have just plummeted, haven't they, since the news came out?
I think that I think a lot of people are going to stop watching it. I mean, I stopped watching Fox after the election, but I still watch Tucker. So
yeah, that he was the only thing worth watching on the channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I like some of the others still, like Gutfeld and Hannity and Ingram and stuff, but I don't watch, like when Anna and I need to prep for our show, I will watch Tucker to get the news because I don't stay as up on it as I should. And he kind of gives me like a whole bunch all at once. And so I don't know.
Do you know what I think he should do? I think he and that idiot Don Lemon or whatever his name is, I keep seeing it in the, they should team up and do a show together where they talk about the same subject, but from completely different.
There used to be a show like that on Fox, right? Wasn't it on Fox? It was two guys.
Point Counterpoint was on PBS years ago.
No, I'm talking about Ebony and Ivory. No.
That wouldn't be allowed now, would it?
We call it Blazing Saddles.
Exactly. Was that with Brett Baer and the guy who got any ratings on Fox? What's his face?
I don't know.
No, wait, hang on. I know who you're talking about. I'm totally missing the show though.
Hannity Combs. There you go.
There we go. Hannity and Combs. Yes.
And Greg Gutfeld is hilarious. And also I love the memes of Budweiser saying they could tank their own stock fast and Fox News saying hold my Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's too funny.
Double down too. I mean, look, both Budweiser and Heineken are European owned. But this like Heineken's like, no, we'll do it too. Why, guys? Why?
Yeah. No, it didn't work out well the first time. Knock it off.
Someone's just mentioned Greg Gutfield, and I've watched a few of his shows, but there's a woman who does the show with him who does this weird laugh. And I can't bear it. I can't listen to it because of that. I don't know her name, but she just does everything he says. She has this weird. Oh,
what's her name?
Cat Temp.
I was told I looked like her once. Not sure how she.
Really?
But yeah, I had big glasses at the time, so that's probably the similarity.
Yeah, Kat and Tyrus are like the two that are on most of the time, and then he gets other people. But yeah, Alan Combs was a nice guy. Yeah, I don't remember him. There's the time back before I was political where I didn't pay much attention. So
I still don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm having a rave.
I don't see a strobe light effect. Maybe it's something with the. I don't know.
Is it my glasses?
Is
that what she means? Because there's a reflection on my glasses, isn't there, off the screen? Oh, I can see it.
Oh,
now I see it. Weird.
What?
What is happening, Neil?
It's me. It's my soul.
Did you stop a party to come hang out with us? I mean, what is happening?
I had no idea. I'm worried.
Podcast. You can keep down there. Thanks.
That is just so odd.
That is odd. I will say it's a lot better though. I could take the flashing better than that sick dying cow that was in your other room the other day with the wind going through your.
Is it this? I've got this lamp that changes
That's a
color.
cool lamp, but I don't know if it's that. Is it?
I don't know because it's changing color, so it's like I don't know whether
it could be. Look at y'all, so high tech.
Yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm not high tech, but I went grocery shopping before this, and I just got a new candle, and mostly I bought it because it came in this pottery mug, and I wanted the mug. So I'm gonna burn it until that's as fancy as it gets here in the deplorable house.
It's not that lamp because I've just unplugged it and it isn't the lamp, so I have no idea.
There comes Neil.
Must be the camera.
Oh, wait, now it's off.
Oh well.
Poltergeist.
Could be.
Maybe.
Whatever.
Well, that's all the news I had was that Tucker Carlson was fired.
Yeah, so,
the only bit of news I've got is... Oh, go on. Sorry. Go on, DK.
What about this Telegram channel? How do I find it?
I know there was one before, but it wasn't official. I don't know if he has an official one now, though.
I don't know if it's official or not. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I don't know if this one's official. Apparently, it was created January 5th. I don't know what year. And it says it has 10,000 subscribers.
Well, I'll check it out because I want to know what's going on with him. He's got to get on something quick because people love him, and
yeah, he's definitely a draw.
Yeah, I can't believe that they got rid of him. So anyway, sorry, Neil. What were you going to tell us about?
Oh, I was just going to tell you about the 4,000 Brits that have apparently been stranded in Sudan.
Oh,
so I don't know if you've heard about this.
That's
so straight away everyone's like, "What the hell? Why are there 4,000 Brits in Sudan?" You know, because it's not like a country you tend to go to on holiday, is it? So anyway, they're trying to evacuate them because there's some kind of civil war broken out in Sudan, and guess what? It turns out it is. So these are all people who are now pensioners who came to the UK for a short period of time, managed to get themselves a British passport, worked long enough or got in the system long enough so that they could then draw down a pension, and then they decided to go back home to Sudan. So basically, these are people that are living off British money who are Sudanese but just happen to have a passport. And now there's a problem. All 4,000 of them are expecting Britain to rescue them. And it's a bit like...
if they went there to live because that's where
and they're from there, yeah,
that's crap.
Yeah, I don't feel much sympathy for them because of that. And it's like, well, you know, you take your chances, don't you? That was brilliant.
Oh, Adam.
Sorry, I did not mean to.
No, that was too good to miss.
It sounds like they were just playing the system.
Oh yeah,
sure does.
And the British system is so easy to play.
That's
oh no, they
terrible.
want to come back here for safety, so this isn't classed as their home.
Right, but I mean, when I say come home, they want to come back now that there is an issue. That's ridiculous.
But only until it's okay in the Sudan. Then they'll go back. So it's like, well, hang on a minute, make your choice, you know.
Yeah.
But I think if they're living over there, they should have had the passports taken off them, you know, because I don't think I'm allowed to have a second passport. I don't know how it works. Adam, do you have 2 passports? Because I know you live in a different country.
Good question. And also, Helen Angel is correct here. You're supposed to normalize people not tucking because women can have bulge, which I find totally disturbing on so many levels.
Yeah. It's swimsuit season, everybody, coming up.
Yeah.
That's what those little skirts are for, to cover all that stuff up.
I wear a little skirt just because I don't think people want to see my thighs, but that's just me.
Well, you need to check those testicles, remember?
Good Lord.
Oh, no. I have 1 passport British. I have a permanent residence in Canada.
Ah, so you don't have a Canadian passport. That's interesting.
I don't know how that works.
Oh.
A lost in the pond. I don't know what that is.
It's a YouTube channel.
Oh, well, he has 2.
All right. So you can have 2. Okay.
I think he actually got American citizenship. I don't know if you get if you have dual citizenship, then maybe you get 2 different passports. I don't know.
Get me an American passport, somebody out there. Because now we've got this emergency alert system. I'm thinking, ooh, I don't know that I should be here anymore.
Yeah, I don't care what you have between your legs. Keep it to yourself. It's called private for a reason. Yeah, exactly. Keep your stuff to your own self. Nobody needs to know.
Well, I loved what Birdie said, and I can't remember where she said it. But basically, you know, you're making it everybody else's business, but by doing that, you are obliging and you're coercing and you're bullying us to tell your lie. I mean, it's your truth. But to me, it's a lie. Why would I do that?
Yeah. And I saw somebody talking about it a couple days ago where they were saying the fact that people are trying to force you to use their pronouns is they're trying to force you to talk about them in a certain way when they're not there. Because if I'm talking about Neil, if I'm talking to Neil, I'm not going to say he and him. I'm going to say Neil or you, or that's normal.
Some of these people talk about themselves in the 3rd person.
Well, that's
just bizarre. So, you know, like I would say, well, Neil, you know, Neil would like to do this today. You know, so
and then crazy. I would laugh at you because that's stupid.
But that's something that 2- and 3-year-olds do when they're learning language. From a developmental standpoint.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's Polish, and he's learned English since he's been living here. And he had a HR training session recently where they were talking about pronouns. And he actually said, look, I didn't learn English for years, learning all of the ways you say, you know, he was, she did, you know, all of those. I forget, it's not declensions. What do you call them? There's a word for them, isn't there, when you do
pronouns?
I am, she. Yeah, the verb to be and whatever. Yes. You know, he said he didn't learn all of that for nothing. You know, it's like, why would you teach that?
When I talk about Neil, I say that black lady, right?
And we all know who you mean.
The one with the dreadlocks.
Those luscious dreadlocks.
I might have to crochet some black dreadlocks now for next time.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that will get you into so much trouble.
Cultural appropriation.
Oh well.
Do you think I care?
No, I'm just saying, how hilarious will it be to see their heads literally explode when you wear your dreadlocks?
Did you see that video by Charlie Cheon? I think his name is, or Cheon. I don't know how you say his last name. He's of Chinese descent. I think he's American, I think. And he did a really good video that's gone viral. And it's basically about how white people are being treated and saying that it's not okay. And he shows...
Isn't that video you posted where they're talking about, like, you have to ask your friends to bring a white person to the group and stuff? That was crazy. The stuff that they said.
That was part of his video. Oh my God. Well, I mean, we've talked about this before, but you know, that black designer who does those learning lives, you know, she's already said that white people don't possess empathy. You know, and all the white people are there saying, "Oh yeah," and giving her the money to say that. You know, and it's like, what? You know, it's they are othering us, and they're getting to the point where they're trying to say that we're not human. And where does that lead? And that is the worry.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy stuff.
That's it. Says he's got the name right there.
Under the United States Constitution, I do have a right to free speech. And so does that lady that you were talking about. So she can say whatever she wants.
In Canada now, so she doesn't actually have a protected right to free speech. She's Canadian.
Funnily enough, she hasn't done a learning live since she's been in Canada.
That you know of.
I think that might just be a coincidence. I don't think it's that, but food for thought, I guess. Some Labour Party lady got kicked out for just...
Diane Abbott basically said that Jews did not or could not experience racism, and that nothing that had ever happened to Jewish or travellers, gypsies in brackets, has been as bad as what has happened to black people. So everyone went crazy about it, and she's had to resign, which is... Well, she hasn't resigned. She's lost what's called the party whip. So she's now, the party have dumped her. So she's now an independent in the parliament.
Rather like her alternate self, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, very much so like Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. Because she said something very similar, didn't she?
She did, while appropriating a Jewish last name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why did I not think of that?
Like, what the... Like, why?
Yeah, Diane Abbott, she was the first black female politician in the UK. So she's always been kind of kept, like, you know, because of that, even though she's useless. And she campaigned to get rid of private schools so that people couldn't choose to have to pay to send your child to school. Meanwhile, she was paying for her child to go to a private school. But it was a bit like, you know, it's okay for me to do it, but it's not okay for anybody else to do it.
Yeah.
And she also said that
this from now on.
Free speech.
Like the private school is only the things that England is most famous for. just saying. I mean, England is famous for a lot of things, but
I thought that private school in England was actually public school.
Public school. Yeah, it's just that if I say public school, nobody watching will understand what I'm talking about.
Okay. Just checking, because now I'm confused.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. She's definitely not a mathematician. Well, yeah. So.
The North Star's here. He's dying to get on top of my keyboard. You can't. Not today. You can't do it.
But it'd be so much fun.
Yeah, it'd be really fun to press that button, wouldn't it? And cut everyone off.
Just be quiet.
Is Tabitha still in the chat? I have to show her something that I did. This is a dyer's mistake, and I'm going to own up to it.
Oh?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still there.
Oh, Tabitha, if you can hear me, knock once. Okay. So she asked for the spun sugar colorway, which is a very light neon rainbow colorway.
Tabitha says she's here.
Oh, good.
Oh, she did.
So it starts with pink, orange, yellow. You know, say the. Oh, it goes this way: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So tell me what's wrong with this.
There's no purple.
Well, this is the purple down here. It's that neon. Yeah. I went red, orange, yellow.
No green?
Blue, green, purple. I know it looks yellow, doesn't it?
It looks yellow on the screen.
Yeah. So I made a mistake, so I had to re-dye yours. Sorry, Tabitha. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to make socks out of it for May.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's just in the wrong order. And I thought,
Is that the one that is on the mohair in your pictures?
Yes.
I just want
to.
Very pretty.
Dude, I don't do mohair. I want mohair in that color because who doesn't? It looks like candy. It looks like,
and it
like
glows
candy.
under black light.
Oh,
I mean, that's
I don't
exciting.
have any black lights, but whatever.
Well, you need to get you some.
Why?
Well, so the reason why we have a black light is because cat urine shows up under black light. And we have a cat. Whoever owned this house before we did had a cat and a dog. And because we have hardwood floors, sometimes that odor will come out, especially when it's very humid or rainy. I mean, we live in the desert. It doesn't get humid here. But he smells it, and then he wants to mark his territory because it's his house. So, yeah, that's why we have a black light.
See all the things you learn.
Peeing, pooping, yeah.
Blood. It's for the blood splatters, really, isn't it?
Blood.
So Murderness says she wouldn't have even noticed, and Morgan says she'll be off to order some soon.
Okay, I can't do that to you, Tabitha. I'm sorry. I can't give you an incorrect Roy G. Bev. Yeah.
It would have been a Roy B. Give.
We don't say that. We do that. Richard of York gave battle in vain. That's how we remember it. Oh, get your bum away from the camera.
Oh, y'all went to fancy school.
Richard, what?
Tucker.
Richard.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, everyone.
Tucker and Don just hired the same lawyer. What? I've got to figure this out.
That's crazy.
And I know what we're talking about on Friday.
Richard what? Richard
of York gave battle in vain. And that's how we know rainbows.
Okay. Oh. Yours is so much more prestigious than ours. Yeah.
Dude, everything we do is more fancy.
Not to us. Yeah, Cat the Apple's done it. Cat the Aspie has done it. I misread that then.
Richard of York gave battle in it. Okay.
He also needed a horse. I don't know what that's about.
My kingdom for a horse.
Oh, that's the same dude?
I think so, yeah. Well, is it Richard the First? Is it? Is that Richard of York? Richard the First?
My kingdom for a horse was the Dauphin and Henry V.
Was it?
Yeah.
Adam and I obviously had the same schooling, so we were taught.
Huh. So, Adam, you grew up in England and now you live in Canada. What's up with that?
But why, Adam?
Well, he lived not far from me, like walking distance from me.
Dude, were you guys BFFs?
No.
Like everybody in England must know each other, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we literally could have walked to each other's houses because it's about half an hour walk. And if you've been anywhere where he lives, Stratford, it's nothing compared to Canada, put it that way.
Is that like Stratford-on-Avon that we always hear about?
Sorry, I said Stratford. I meant Stretford. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Stretford. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is it's a an area inside of Manchester. So it's
okay.
So it's
are you
rough
saying
and
that
it's
Canada's
poor.
better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
In
wasn't
what
sure
way?
where you were going with that.
In terms of what it looks like, in terms of weather, in terms of things like that. Stretford's a bit of a shithole. Sorry, Adam. But as is Salford, where I live. Where I live's worse, actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I think people who watch this think I live in some really lovely little English village somewhere, you know, like it's like Midsummer Murders or something, and it's not like that.
Well, people being killed in Midsummer Murders all the time. Like
There's people being killed in Salford all the time.
all the
Oh no.
like I was chatting like, oh, okay, you know, it's like, okay, if we actually made it to England, where exactly would you want to go? It's like, oh man, I want to go see Oxford. Except people be dropping like flies. I've seen Inspector Morse. I a little petty debate, like, oh yeah, well, your research was really my research, and it all has to do with Oedipus every time.
Every
I don't know
time.
who Morrissey is. Am I supposed to?
The Smiths.
I don't know what that is either.
So Lynn does. I think Lynn knows who the Smiths and Morrissey are.
Oh, well, I
don't you?
know. Yeah, the band. Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, our public education here in the States is sorely lacking anything to do with the United Kingdom, because I don't know where anything is.
Oh,
know-
don't worry. Most young people in the UK have no idea where anything in the UK is.
I am your age, Neil. Come on.
Yeah, but I think it's only okay, yeah, because my generation then, we did learn all about America. We did learn all about our country, you know, in Europe as well. Yeah, because we had to learn every state in America for some bizarre reason.
Wow.
I remember we had.
Wow.
I don't remember them all now, but if I sat and thought about it, I could probably do it. But I still can't say. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can say it right. But the place where Bill Clinton used to be governor, I can't say that. Yeah, I always want to say Arkansas.
Well, so do I. Or Connecticut. Yeah. Yeah, Connecticut. Yeah, I know where. Oh,
she's saying she watched a lot of British TV. Yeah, I'm there too. I wasn't big on. Although I went to a private school and it was a good school, but some of the stuff was a little. We probably should have learned more about some stuff than we did. So.
Well, I'm of the thought that you really don't learn something until you need to know it. And I haven't really needed to know it. I mean, I know where London is. I could find London on a map.
Well, top tip: if you ever go to the UK, just leave London out. Don't even bother.
Okay.
Why?
Go and see Buckingham Palace, see the bridge, and then get out of there as quickly as possible.
I've been there, done that, saw it from a bus, which was, we did like 9 countries in 8 days. It was awful.
Wow.
That was in 1990. Yeah.
That
and
sounds
it was terrible. Well, it was the only way that you could get tickets to the Passion Play in Oberammergau, I never pronounced it correctly, in Germany, was to buy a package, and that you couldn't just buy tickets to go to Germany. You had to buy like the package with all the countries and stuff included. So that's what we did.
Yeah. Lynn.
Yes.
Helen Angel says that we have GPS now. You don't need geography.
That's true.
It is true, unfortunately.
Do these youngsters know how to read maps? That's what I want to know. I bet they don't.
I still can't read a map.
What?
My husband gave me one. So I have no sense of direction. My husband and I are on a road trip. He's like, okay, you're a navigator because you're in the passenger seat. Here's a map. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what a topography map is?
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally understand that.
To show
the height,
man. I love topo maps.
Yeah,
I
they're really
cannot
nice patterns.
Read a map. Yeah. I have no concept of where I am and where I need to go.
Here's something between men and women. When men look at a map, allegedly, apparently allegedly, you turn the map around in your head, so you don't have to move the map with your hands. Whereas a lot of women have to physically turn the map to be in the direction that they're traveling in.
That's
Whereas
true.
most men don't have to. They somehow can do it in the head.
So my husband hates it. Like so now we have like we navigate on the phone, and I will have it set so that wherever we're driving to is the direction the car on the map is going. Like I don't have north pointing north, and every time, so like if we switch, he makes it point north, and then I get in, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. It's terrible. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
She was reading a map. Yeah.
There you go.
I miss maps. I was talking to someone the other day, and you know those little post-it notes? Do you call them the same thing, like little sticky? When I was traveling anywhere, because I used to live down south and have to travel all the way back up to Manchester, and if I didn't know the way, I would just write the roads and the motorways, highways, whatever you'd call them, on the post-it note and stick it in the middle of the steering wheel, and that was it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I know people that will use a GPS to go somewhere they know. You know, they know how to get there, but they still put the GPS on. And I don't get that.
I don't get that either. Yeah.
It's a bit like phone numbers as well, though, isn't it? I still remember my best friend's phone number from when I was 7. I still remember my mum and dad's phone number from when I was 7. Whereas my mobile number, I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't have to, do you? Because it's in your phone.
Dude, I was pretending to be my mom today to make a appointment for her, and they were like, "What's your phone number?" And I had to like dig way back into the back of my brain to be like, I knew everything else, her social, her this, her that, her phone number. I was like, I guessed, and they were like, "Okay, thank you." And I'm like, "Oh, geez."
Now, see, out here, we never say go east or west. We say go towards whatever the mountain range is.
Like
you know,
landmark,
go towards,
because
it's just, I mean, we have trees, but it's not like back east where you live, DK, where it's like lots and lots of trees where you would need to read the road signs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Thrifty Chickadee, it's actually full 20 PIK. You were close, but not quite. Full 20 PIK. Thanks for supporting Chicken Lady.
Thank you, Thrifty.
Taped to the wall behind me. I feel like Neville Longbottom with the month force of the Packbirds. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's right, because I printed them out for you.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
And notice she didn't give them to me because I know nothing.
Oh, and I just ordered some more of those tape measures with the little.
With the chicken.
Oh, the chicken ones.
The little chicken leg. Yeah.
Well, I'm planning to buy your advent calendar. However, I have a dilemma.
What's your dilemma?
Well, I saw that you were doing the yarn only.
Right.
So I thought, brilliant, that's the one that I want. But then I was thinking, does it arrive in one package? See, now that's where I'm worried, because I'm worried about if it all arrives in one package, I might have to pay taxes and import duties on it. So that's what's holding me back at the moment. I'm just trying to figure a way around it, because if we say, you know, it's only worth $30 or something, it's not really believable, is it? Because it's, you know, clearly not going to be only $30 worth of yarn. So I don't know what to do about
that. I could just because, you know, last year I put everything in little boxes, and then all of those 12 boxes went into one big box. So what I could do instead for yours, Neil, is I could just put them in little bags, and then you could open one a day and then put that in the plastic mailer.
Yeah, that'd probably work better, because then it will be smaller.
Okay, just write a note to me when, you know, in the notes section.
Oh, and how long have people got before they have to have ordered it? How long have they got to order?
Oh, there's plenty left in the shop. Yeah. Oh, I usually do a countdown, like 10 left in the shop. Yeah, but I did that based on your suggestion and somebody else's suggestion that I don't want any stitch markers. Or the one gal said, I only want the stitch markers. I don't need more yarn. It wasn't Tabitha, by the way. Just kidding, Tabitha. Wink, wink. And
I don't know that Tabitha's ever said, I don't need more yarn.
Never.
I don't think she has either. And some people just want the yarn because they don't want all the tchotchkes. I get that.
I don't mind stitch markers. I quite like stitch markers. It's the other bits, I don't, because when you don't even know what people have chosen, do you? Because I've seen some where I think, oh, what's that?
I am going to totally send all the chocolates and all the lip balms to you, Neil.
You can send all the chocolate
said it was her.
as long as it's not Hershey's.
It's not Hershey's.
Oh, because did you see that I shared about Hershey's having that flavor in it that is vomit? This is why we don't like it, because it tastes like vomit. It literally tastes like vomit.
Usually the chocolates I give are the ones that are made right down the street. We could see their warehouse from here. Yeah, and it's called Enstrom's Toffee. It's delicious.
And I
when you sent your little box of test yarns, I think there was a chocolate in that one, wasn't there? I think.
Yeah, it's probably a Hershey's Kiss. Sorry. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Okay, friends.
Someone said the chocolates are good.
They are really good. I'm gonna
Wow, is it an hour and a half already? Wow.
Yeah. You guys continue on if you feel it. I've got something to do. Sorry. Thanks for joining us, friends.
I have nothing more to talk about, so I'm going to head out also.
Okay. I guess I'm breaking up the party then. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's all right. It's all right, DK.
Party early.
Hey, thanks for letting me crash today. It's good to see everybody.
Yeah, not seen you for ages.
Been a while. Yeah. So.
In fact, I think it's not since the first one, is it? Isn't it since the first Knitting Wars? I don't think you've been on.
You were on a couple, weren't you?
I've been on a few, but not. It's been a while. Yeah,
it's been a while.
Maybe not in the year. I don't know.
I think this is my first one for 2023. Fancy.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Sorry, I got to cut the party short. I got some stuff I got to do before things close. So, thanks. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.